What's going on, people? And for those who already know me, welcome to my channel. And for those who are watching me for the first time, my name's Harvey Shakur and I run an online marketing company. And in my spare time, I create YouTube videos to hold high-level conversations and share my views on self-mastery, success, and self-realization. I also let you guys in onto my personal life where I share my business, spiritual, and travel experiences with you guys. Like the goal for the channel is to create a global community of people who are value creators, people who are focused on production rather than consumption, and focus solely on making a contribution to the world. If you want to connect with me, follow me on social media, on Instagram preferably, and it should pop up somewhere below here or here. And if you want to keep up with me on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn the bell notification on if you want to consistently receive updates of new content that I'm dropping. Now that we got the intro out of the way, let's get right into the bulk of the video. When we talk about getting rich, or what I like to call becoming abundant, you meet so many people who, when they ask the big question, how do I make loads of money? They, go and seek advice from people who have done little to no study on the subject or haven't achieved it themselves. So, and the answers these people tend to give them is things like go and invest in property, go and buy stocks or bonds, or Bitcoin is the new one that everyone's talking about. And I'm here to tell you that none of this shit's gonna save you, basically. And all of these things here they're external things that don't matter. It has nothing to do with what's happening outside you. There's a universal principle called, the law of correspondence, which basically talks about your inner world being a reflection of your outer world. So the solution to the problem is actually a lot more simpler, and it's a lot more deeper than you just focusing on things that are going on outside and around you. So I want to actually share a philosophy with you guys that I stumbled across, and a better way to put it came into my awareness because, in my 24 years of living, I would say in the last 5 years, I've really become, actually more than that, 7 years, I've really become a student of wealth. Like I study wealth building, so I've gone beyond even looking at the people. I'm looking at the philosophies, the esoteric philosophies that the most elite, wealthiest people understand. And these are universal principles and laws that govern the universe, no matter what your religion is or no matter who you are. Like you can't escape these principles. And for me, when I actually, when I realized this philosophy, like I was like, no, there's no way in hell it can be this simple. I try to, go back to my usual roots and try to overcomplicate things. And any fool can make something complicated. It's actually hard. Do you know what? It's actually really hard to make something simple. And through keeping it simple, I'll go into the philosophy and give you guys, context of what I'm talking about. So first, in order for us for me to actually help you guys understand what I'm talking about, first we need to understand the first universal principle, which is divine oneness. Now, divine oneness is basically the idea that we're all connected. Now, if you're somebody that's not been exposed to universal principles before, another way I can put it is in Christianity. And I'm not necessarily religious, but what it says in the Bible is that we are made in the image and the likeness of God. So we're all manifestations of God. And for people who are more scientific, if we switch it to science, if we look at physics states that everything in its smallest, most natural, rawest form is matter. So everything is matter. Everything is made from the same thing. So we all come from that same divine one source. Now, with that understanding, when just stay with me. Thinking about God and God in his natural state. God's natural state is abundance. And if we're manifestations of God, the only way to create abundance is to give. So now, I want to paint the picture for you guys. So when you take a seed and you plant it in the ground, what does it do? Literally take a few seconds to think about what that plant does. It actually gives you back abundance. So whether that be through a plant, which produces oxygen, which actually keeps you alive. Without plants, you actually can't live. Or it gives you back vegetation, fruits or vegetation that you can actually consume. Furthermore, with that knowledge, we can actually destroy the whole economy, and human beings will be able to survive because God or nature or Allah or Jehovah, whatever you call him, always gives back in abundance. So that takes me to the point I'm really trying to drive home in your brain. The only way that you can become abundant or rich or wealthy is to model and be like God. Watch nature. Nature has the blueprint. It's human nature to be like nature. And the only way to really achieve that level of abundance, and this is the secret, is to give. You want to give. You want to plant seeds, simple cause and effect. When you plant seeds and you give back abundance, you follow, the law of value. The law of value is, giving way more in value than you take in payment. Then you're going to achieve abundance. And that will take you on to the next law, which is the law of compensation. Now, because you understand how to serve people, you can actually decide how much income you want to make. You get what I'm saying? Because now you know how to produce value. You can say, okay, I just want to solve a problem for, 1,000 people. Or you can think big like I think and say, hey, I want to do this at scale and go global. And that's the difference between somebody who makes, 60 grand a year, 120 grand a year, 120 million a year. The difference is in the problems they solve and the amount of people that they're affecting and touching. So to really just sum up this video, for me, the key takeaway here is it's human nature to be like nature. If you want to be wealthy, the secret is hidden in rendering useful service. Give first. Don't ever, I see so many people this year talking about what they're going to do for themselves in 2020. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand you can't pour from an empty cup. You do have to do things for yourself first and build yourself up. But always make sure when you meet people, always find out what that person wants. Find out what problems or find out what struggles they're having and find a way to create a solution to solve their problems. Yeah, it's everyone's job. I don't even want to just use the term entrepreneur because people overuse that word. The thing for me is that as human beings, and we all do it, whether you own a business or you don't, is to create great products and services that help people solve problems and transform and become better and just improve their lives. And that's what got me into advertising. Advertising for me is about, convincing people to, engage with businesses that are gonna make their lives just a whole lot better. And that's the key. And I'm going on a little bit of a tangent there, but I want to drive you guys back to the point. It's human nature to be like nature. And the only way you're going to achieve the level of abundance that you want ethically is to give. And one thing I will say, and I think this is something that sometimes I get plagued by, and not too much now. It used to kind of knock me off trail, and I know everybody goes through it. Don't watch people who earn a living unethically, because I told you guys in the beginning that there are 12 universal principles, and you guys should go look this up if you really want to achieve enormous levels of success. You really want to understand these universal principles because they'll allow you to move forward. Don't watch people who earn money unethically. They will get caught out and they will pay the price. It's law. Simple cause and effect. For every cause, there's an effect. And at some point, the law will catch up with these people. And I'm not putting this out there because I want these people to get caught. I'd love for these people to actually watch these messages and think, hey, look, at some point, this stuff is all gonna go wrong because of universal principles. So keep your mind focused, have a definite purpose in life, and share your successes and your vulnerabilities and your losses with me. I'd love to hear them because that's what I'm going to be doing on this channel. This is what it's about. It's about you have the law of rhythm, which states you have higher highs and you have lower lows in life. Life isn't always highs. You have your lows and you have your highs. And I want to create a community that is bold and brave enough to actually share those experiences with each other.